Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia, and with me tonight we have Brandon.
Hi.
We have Nick.
Hello.
We have Dan.
Hey, what's up?
And Bailey.
Hey, what's up?
Got some awesome new guests with us this week, talking about video games. Looks like we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, because we had our little break last week, and, we had Rare Replay come out, which seems to have gotten most of us.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yep, really good. You know,
I
Mike,
agree.
it's really good. I'm really happy that I know which one of you is Mike now. I waited for the podcast to start. I'm like, okay, which one is Mike? Because, we were talking on Twitter, and, you invited me on this podcast, and I figured I'd roll with it, and now I know which one's Mike, so that's great.
Well, that's fine. I got a distinctive voice, too. Like, I'm easy to pick out of the crowd.
Yeah, he has a radio announcer voice. Like, totally.
Well, there you go. That's very important for this kind of stuff.
I think Nick finally sees now why I said I played 35 games this weekend.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Literally, this morning when you were like, yeah, I played 35 games, I'm like, I'm gonna drive down to where you live and I'm gonna pummel you if you talk about 35 games in-depthly
Rare Replay.
for fucking ever.
I'm so glad I got you with that.
Well, that's what I said to Nick, too. I was like, oh, we probably talk about Rare Replay, play like, each game like 1 minute apiece.
Like, Mike called me on
You get an achievement for each one.
I hope you realize we are not doing this, right? And he's like, yeah. So, no. Yeah, you got me a little bit, but...
So, anyways, let's get started. Who wants to go first?
I guess I can.
Good job, Nick. You're going.
Yes, I'm doing it. So, I played 33 games then, by Brandon's standards. We all pretty much played Rare Replay.
So I think we have a lot to talk about on that, yeah.
So, we could talk about it a bit. I haven't really gotten too much into it. I played a bit of Banjo-Kazooie, a bit of Perfect Dark, which are both series I've been wanting to play for a while now. Just haven't felt like plugging in my X64 to play Banjo. No.
I've actually never played either. Although I did just finish Perfect Dark before we went on the podcast today.
Oh, dude, isn't Perfect Dark good?
It's very dated.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was.
Well, what do you expect? The game was made, 15 years ago, at least at this point? And, I don't know how anyone got through this game back in the day. Literally, you have to figure out so much random shit to
Perfect
get through.
Dark?
Every time it's mentioned, everyone talks about how great it is.
Well, I've always
great for multiplayer.
Perfect Dark and Perfect Dark Zero. And I recently found out that the teams who both made GoldenEye and Perfect Dark went on to make Free Radical, which then went on to make my favorite FPS, Time Splitters. And I can definitely see the similarities in between the games.
Yeah, it's got a great evolution. Like, you can see...
Sucks GoldenEye's not on that collection, I'll tell you that.
No, it's not.
Which is sad.
Which is really weird, because... who owns... I guess Activision owns that now.
Activision owns it, yep.
Yeah. So...
Yeah,
I played a little bit of Banjo, played a little bit of Perfect Dark, and I was talking to Mike before the podcast. I have something that annoys me a little bit about Banjo, which I think Mike, or Brandon, rather, might yell at me for. I fucking hate the random noises that they make when you talk to people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I mentioned that to my friend who loves Banjo-Kazooie, and he's like, you shut your mouth. That's the best. I was like, no, it's not. It's so annoying. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. Because you start talking to balls, and it's just like random sound bites just mashed together. Like, no,
the best one is when Gruntilda is talking to you. She's like,
yeah, no, it's god,
that's exactly what she
like
sounds
a chainsaw.
She got old the first oh my, I can't even stand it. Speaking of other things I can't stand, I cannot stand the theme of Rare Replay, like the friggin' carnival, whatever the fuck they're going for.
Come on!
I know, it's so good.
Cheesy.
Oh, come on,
it's so
like
cheesy.
A classic Rare opening. Come on.
No.
That's what I said too. I was like, it's the most perfect Rare opening.
I have never started up Donkey Kong Country and had friggin' characters on popsicle sticks dancing and singing about Rare games.
Well, first
never happened.
Rare Replay's theme is not Carnival. It's 110% fucking like going to a show,
vaudeville,
like a play, that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, whatever. It's whatever it is.
There's a big difference between a carnival.
I really
whatever
like
it is.
Big deal.
Just letting you know.
Either way, no, because here's my thing. I pop in Sega Genesis Collection, PS3, and they're like, here's the games, here's a nice little background, music.
Oh, look, Sega's not being original. Who would have saw that coming?
I know.
No, I'm sorry. I boot up the game, give me the list of games I can play, and put a little music in the background. Fine, great. It's a little gripe, but it's like, what the fuck? What is this?
I think it's just a fun presentation. I really don't have a problem with it at all.
It's silly, but I don't really care for it. But I mean, it's not really a big issue.
And that stupid song has been stuck in my head like all day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mainly bought Rare Replay to
the Rare Replay song. It plays on the menu too. It doesn't sing it. It just plays the tone to it.
Yeah.
I always love it too on like the song when the one thing comes out and like click dances or whatever it is. Like
Grabbed by the Ghoulies. All's I'm saying.
Yep. I played that one a lot because I never played that game before. And holy
I mainly just plan on playing Banjo and Perfect Dark, and if anything else tickles my fancy, I'll pick it up.
Have you played Conquer before?
I own both versions of Conquer, and I've played the 64 version a little bit, but I haven't finished it. I will play that.
Okay, you better play that.
Something on the list. I'm not gonna play that third Bear and Bird game, whatever the fuck that game is.
Oh, Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah, I'm not.
I never played it. I'm totally gonna play it.
And actually, you know what? I'll play multiplayer because multiplayer is fun as hell. Other than that, I'm not playing it. But I had an interesting thought, and I'm not sure if you saw it on my Twitter, any of you. But I was curious to see if anybody has ever gone through the entirety of the game as Kazooie and only using Banjo when needed. Like, you know how you can walk around as Kazooie with Banjo on your back?
Oh, that's in Tui, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Doing what I think they call it like the Talon Trot or something. You can walk around as Kazooie. I'm like, I wonder if everybody's just beating the game by doing this and only using Banjo when absolutely necessary. That'd be hilarious, I think, to watch.
I'm sure some obsessed person did it.
Oh, yeah. That's someone's tried.
Kazooie Banjo.
Because I've tried doing it. I'm like, this is kind of doable, but... 100%. The first level in Banjo-Kazooie, where there's the monkey on the pole throwing or on the tree throwing oranges at you, they 100% recycled Donkey Kong sounds for him.
That doesn't really surprise me.
I mean, they were Nintendo when they made it.
Actually,
so
I was going to say, Nintendo recycled the sounds.
Actually, in Pokemon,
because Banjo-Kazooie
I believe they only have 23. I believe they only had like 23 actual cries, and they just like mixed them all up for like all 150, and they like put them backwards.
I guess that makes sense because you have a lot of Pokemon, so I guess 150 unique sounds would be a very hard thing to do. Especially now you have like what?
And all their cries are the same in each Pokemon game. Like all the old ones have the same exact cry. Like so, like in the next game, like Pidgey will have the same exact one. So I kind of like how they keep it.
Yeah,
it makes sense. But so I will play more of those, but I don't know when. You know how I am.
Yeah, I know.
I played a lot of the older games. Oh, I can suggest a way to play some of them, because that's the way I've played it so far, and how I've played almost 35 games
You've been doing the snapshot mode?
I've been doing the snapshot. It's fun as hell. It's like a less advanced version of NES Remix. It's a lot of fun, though. I like it. Like, it'll just throw you into a game and be like, do this certain ridiculous thing. Like, I believe one of the Battletoads thing was like defeat 2 bosses at once, and it was like, oh god, this is gonna take forever. And then another one of the Battletoads was like survive hell, and then what it meant was survive an endless version of the
motorbike,
the like motorbike stage. Yes, it never ends.
I hate that stage. Oh my god,
it never ends. It just keeps going, and
you
have to
the
survive
ride
for
never ends.
5 seconds.
What do you guys think of the rewind feature in Rare Replay?
I hit that by accident once when I was playing. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I have not tried it.
Wait, what?
You push the left trigger, and pretty much in almost any game, not all of them, you can rewind it. Like so in Battletoads, I would be pressing that rewind button on the motorbike stage every like half second just to try to get by the next turn. I'm like, I just want to see how far I can get. I'll cheat. Yeah. I'll use this rewind feature. And I'll tell you what, Battletoads is a really hard game.
It is.
Yeah. No, I realized that going into
under an hour, and I got an achievement for it.
Jeez. It's, oh my god, ridiculous. But I just like the Battletoads for some reason. I don't know why.
NES one is like so much harder than arcade, in my opinion. because like I played the arcade and I was like, wow, this isn't that difficult. This is just a quarter muncher. But like NES is like, oh my god, why is this even a thing?
I don't know. I haven't even had the balls to try Battletoads yet.
I played Battletoads for like 5 minutes, and I was like, "What?"
Dude, it's so good. It's so good.
I am gonna play it, but like I said, like I think Rare Replay is gonna be my game to pop in where I don't really feel like doing anything else.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, there's so much to do in there.
That's on there is a lot of fun too. Like a lot of fun.
I haven't tried that one. Mostly for me, I already played through Conker's Bad Fur Day and Perfect Dark. Those are both the ones I played through.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've been playing like a little bit of Blast Corps, which I love. I don't think that game gets nearly enough love.
Surprisingly. But yeah, I love that game and I played it on N64.
I gotta give that a chance. I didn't even know that was actually a Rare game until Rare Replay was announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never would have known unless like that was just something that you had known back in the day from like Nintendo Power or whatever. Because if you look at the box, it doesn't look Rare like at all. Like there's no googly eyes, there's no sweet fun music. It's just like destruction. And I don't know, it's a fun game. It can really piss you off though. I think it has some of the hardest challenges out of any of the games on there, to be honest. If you're gonna try to go for like the platinums and unlock like all the secret stages, like because you can leave. Like, you start out, like, on this map of Earth, and you go around, but, like,
I completely disagree with that one, because Jetpack exists in this thing, and Jetpack's fucking difficult as shit.
Do you see they patched the new controls for Jetpack?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they just patched it this last week, where they added, like, modern shooter controls in a patch. Yeah. So it should be a little bit more playable, then.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, in a world where Killer Instinct Gold exists, and is really fucking difficult, that is also difficult.
All right, Killer Instinct. Me and my friend Bailey here, we were just playing the new one.
I love it.
I'm so sorry.
I love it. No, and that Evo battle really where they came back from like nothing was fucking hype as shit.
We really like it. And except I suck at the game. I'm sitting here watching him play it. He's actually really good at it. And I say, "How are you good at it?" He says, "Well, all fighting games are the same." That's what he said.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I just tried the same Warcraft combos. Like I do the Hadouken moves and like uppercut crap, and it works. It does the same exact thing. Like the Hadouken maneuver shoots a fireball on Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct comes in and is actually different. It's the fact that you can get out of ridiculous combos by predicting your opponent's next move, and I love that. That's
how do you do combo breakers? I'm trying to learn how to play the game. I can't figure it out.
Basically, at the same time they're doing a move to you, you've got to do the same move and predict it when they're doing their combo, and it will break their combo.
While they're going 5,000 miles an hour and you can't even see their arms.
So bullshit, basically. You have to pull some bullshit.
So you have to know the game well enough to do a combo breaker.
Yeah, if you know the game well enough and know what you think you're going to get hit with next.
I do not wish to know that game well enough to that point.
That sucks for you. It's a really
so basically, you gotta guess what move they're gonna do, and you have to do the same exact move. That's pretty insane.
You have to transcend existence and start to predict what your person's going to do or your combatant's going to do even before they do it.
You must become a Killer Instinct god.
So
you must acquire the Killer Instinct.
So if you're a beginner at this game,
AI than it is with real people, obviously.
So if you're a beginner at this game and you turn it on, you're going to be confused as hell.
Yeah,
very much so. Which I think is why Nick hates it. I'm going to punch him in the face. But
that's why I hate it. I didn't explain to you why I hated it.
Because of the old saying that comes from my land, which is, get good. That's the saying.
Comes from your land of Georgia?
The land of Georgia.
The land of Georgia.
I thought the saying there was get peaches.
No, it's...
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, just in general with fighting games.
So how many of you guys have the new Killer Instinct?
Peaches get money.
I do. I bought characters also, and if you have Rare Replay, you get to play as Rash, and Rash is fun as hell because he actually brings in a speeder bike and it kills his opponent with it.
You have to own Rare Replay for that. I thought that was for everyone. Now.
It's everyone that owns Rare Replay and has bought a character at least on Killer Instinct.
Oh, so either
the second. No, I think you have to own both. So you have to own the game and then also have bought a character on Killer.
Yeah, you see what I did with Killer Instinct that's like was
$30 for one character. That's expensive.
I just bought.
Well, he's Xbox. A guest character. You're just getting to play him early. He's in beta form right now, Nick.
So
like,
until September 8th.
You'll get them later on.
Oh, okay. So I'm not even paying for a complete version of them. Fantastic.
Anyways, Dan, what were you trying to say?
The Xbox Ultimate Game Sale that goes on every year. They had Killer Instinct's complete collection, all of Season 1, all of Season 2, everything possible. For $32. For $32, and I bought it.
That's a pretty good deal. I mean, if you like Killer Instinct.
I've always thought it was cool. I've always wanted to get into Killer Instinct, and I own the Killer Instinct box, pretty much. I mean, you can only play every Killer Instinct game is now on Xbox One. Every single one. So I wanted to get into it, and so I paid the $32. I got all the Killer Instinct I could ever want until Season 3, which I hope it's not too expensive. And I'm sitting here trying to figure it out, and I have my friend come over, and he's better at the game than me, and he's never even played Killer Instinct. I just don't understand. Like, I guess all fighting games are.
Well, he plays Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has the feeling.
Here's the thing, and this goes with any fighting game. You pick a character, you learn that character.
Yep.
That's just how it goes. You know, I don't care if you're playing Smash Brothers, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, whatever. You pick a character, preferably somebody who's easy to pick up for beginners. You learn their combos, you learn everything, and you go with it. You also should probably learn your matchups, learn who you're good against, learn who you're weak against, and, you know, learn their moves and try and figure out a way like, okay, well, if they do this, I got to do this, and, you know, that kind of thing. That's basically how I think of fighting games. So that's, you know, basically just how you have to do it. So it's a lot of practice and a lot of time that I personally don't like to put into for those types of games. That's why I just kind of play like.
I really want to do it for some reason. I don't know. I really want to do it. I think
it's going to require. Yeah, it's gonna. First, you should probably find but Killer Instinct might not be your fighting game specifically. Like I personally, for me, I love Tekken, but you know, it's a lot of time and effort you got to put in, and this is how it is. When the new one comes out, sure.
Fighting game. See, let's roll call on fighting games: Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Smash,
Guilty Gear,
Soul Calibur,
Blaze Blue,
Tekken,
Persona Fighting Arena, Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
Shrek.
hold on, Mugen. I went.
Yeah. Well, all you gotta do with Mugen is pick Dwayne, and you're good.
Jeez. And let me guess, they're all the same. Every fighting game is the same. Is that's the concept?
Yep.
I don't think that's true.
You can't throw Smash Brothers in that category.
You totally can.
No,
you totally can.
You can't be good at Mortal Kombat and pick up Smash and say every fighting game is the same.
No.
They're not the same. I'm saying they're the same as in sense of like, all right, I want to play Smash. I want to play Duck Hunt Dog. I have to learn his combos, his moveset. I have to learn everything.
The same
thing goes for Mortal
You're saying
Kombat.
the same as in how you like approach it to learn it.
Yeah,
not
the same approach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't play like Yoshimitsu and friggin' Kirby the same way. No, it's two completely different characters.
I would disagree though that they aren't all the same.
I was gonna say, if you're about to disagree with my combination of Yoshimitsu and Kirby, I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No. I was gonna say there are some games that are heavily the same. So, what Bailey, I believe it is, correct?
Yes.
What is stating makes a lot of sense because both Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat have the same kind of move schemes. So does Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. So does, like those kind of games, all the same, without a doubt. Like Skullgirls, you can jump right into that. And if you've played any Blaze Blue game or something like that, you instantly know how. Like, that's just it. You know. So, like, certain games and certain game types within the fighting game genre, they feel very similar. And if you've played other fighting games, you're going to have like already a leg up because you know what the basic moves are, like quarter circle forward.
There's also Injustice,
back, that sort of thing. Injustice is very Street Fighter E and Mortal Kombat E at the same time. So like it works, and what he's saying makes a lot of sense. And I think that's what he's saying more often than not is that when you're playing something that's like a 2.5 3D fighting game, such as like Tekken and Dead or Alive, they have the same kind of feel. But if you go to like Street Fighter and like Mortal Kombat, those have the same feel, but they're not going to have the same feel as Tekken because the way they're created. So like different games do feel the same as compared to another one, but like then there's other ones that are vastly different, like fucking go over to your Smash Brothers.
Sure,
That's not going to feel anything like.
See, my goal is to play tons of Killer Instinct, learn it, go to Evo next year, and
die.
Become the champion. But what's going to end up happening is I'm going to go there, get to the finals, and all of a sudden, like, I'm going to see Bailey there, and he's going to be like, "What? How'd you get here?" He's going to be like, "Every fighting game's the same." I'm like, "What?" And then he's going to win.
He'll be like, "This is only the second time I played it, too."
I would love to see Bailey versus Justin Bailey now. That would be a great fight.
Killer Instinct and Power Stone are basically the same.
Bailey versus Jay Bailey. Go!
I think it's like hard for fighting games not to be the same though, because like given the format of the fighting game itself, it's kind of like it's kind of a limit to what.
Oh
can
yeah,
happen.
Totally. Yeah,
unless you take it out of its already.
But Smash proves that wrong though. I mean, come on, we got.
Yeah, but then you have Smash clones, so like you still have other games that are like
Smash. We all remember how that went.
That.
Come on.
I was gonna say like Brawlhalla, which is one of the newer Smash clones, which is actually really good.
That Sony.
Dude, it was so bad.
It was so bad.
It was so bad.
Like it's just they didn't even copy the good stuff of the game. They just like it was the worst.
Remember Kratos?
That Smash or Final Smash clone bull crap that they tried to pull off.
Oh, the supers?
Level 1,
the supers,
level 2,
the supers.
Yeah, level 1, 2, 3 shit. No, that was.
I thought whatever, man. Game. You can play as Parappa. That game.
I thought PlayStation All Stars as a concept, great idea. Execution, not so well.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was a neat idea, but like I think that game's even too hard for grasp for like the party crowd. Like Smash Brothers, you can pull out and almost anyone can play it, but like PlayStation All Stars, like you have to explain a lot of shit. It's just like, well, you can only kill them if you get the special move.
Yeah, I know that's what's wrong. Is that's the only way to kill them? That's the problem.
Yeah, they should have done like stage offs or.
I did not like that.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Because considering some of them are very easy, so all you need to do is push a button.
I think
after
Raiden's like the best one.
After spamming other buttons, you don't even need to do combos.
Raiden's level 1 is better than his level 3. You can kill everyone. His level 1 just like spins his feet around with blades on him, and it kills whoever he touches. And his level 3 like hones in on one person.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I forgot they did a lot of weird stuff like that.
PlayStation All Stars had a lot of issues.
They had those balance issues.
I think it was junk.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see them try another one, but like they need to scrap a lot of what they had done already.
But
yeah.
But yeah, Rare Replay.
Yeah, we got off from Rare Replay to fighting.
It's okay.
Yeah, hey, it was a good, I love D2. They're great.
Well, Killer Instinct's on that collection, so it counts.
Speaking of fighting games, speaking of fighting games, I finished Final Fantasy 1.
Are you fighting yourself to finish it? Was that where the segue was
actually,
going?
No.
Final Fantasy 5.
Final Fantasy 1 was very enjoyable. It was just very early RPG feeling, obviously. I played it. I had the Dawn of Souls 1 and 2 on GBA, so I've been playing it on that. So we finished Final Fantasy 1. Good game. Glad it's over. And then we started Final Fantasy 2 like the next day. We made quite a bit of progress in that. So we're
he entered his name.
What?
I was making a joke. You said you made quite a bit of progress, and I said he entered his name.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, actually, no. I didn't change any name in Final Fantasy 2 because I want to keep them the same.
Oh, because they're all named in Final Fantasy 2.
Well, yeah, because there's actually a story. Like, if I could have any knock against Final Fantasy 1, is that the story is quite weak. But that's about it. Other than that, I mean, it's a fun game. And the last boss, dungeon, whatever the fuck, is unnecessarily difficult for no reason. But, you know, it is what it is. So I'm enjoying playing that. All right, so I finished the game that nobody thought I would ever finish. I started... well, that's one of them, but I didn't finish it yet. No, not that one. You want to keep going, or...
I know where this is going, so just unleash it on us, Nick. Wow us with your gaming skills.
I completed Zelda 1 for NES. Beat it with...
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. You should have finished that in 20 minutes. Just saying.
What, the game, or my what I said?
Fucking the game. That game's super short.
Did you finish... Speaking of short, did you finish Metroid Zero Mission?
I actually haven't picked it back up in the past few weeks. But
I actually am not surprised.
I don't know how you beat that game in 20 minutes because it took me probably 2 days to finish that game. And that was like with a guide too.
It was your first time. It was your first time. It's okay.
Yeah, Zelda's not that hard to beat. It's a good.
Actually, you know what? I finished the first dungeon within like a half hour. Wasn't hard at all. Second dungeon, nothing. Third dungeon, whatever. Fourth dungeon, destroy shit.
Yeah, fourth dungeon fucks you up. That was the one with the Dodongos, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that with the Dodongos?
Well, I don't know. I just remember there was like one where they're just walking around a room. You had like 3 of them, and you'd kill them all. And I never had enough bombs at the time, so I had to like.
Oh no! That when there's 3 of them, they're like mini bosses in one of the dungeons.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about main boss. I'm talking about like just normal Dodongos.
Oh yeah. That and Ganon's dungeon. Fuck man, I had to do that dungeon twice because I got to the end. I had 5 heart pieces left, and I was like, "Well, I guess I can try," and it just destroyed me. So I went back through with 2 potions, picked up the red ring because I didn't do that the first time because I didn't think I'd need it. And then when I got the red ring, I just kind of fucked his shit up. Like literally 5 seconds, the battle was over. It was so easy once I got that.
I cannot wait to see you play Zelda 2 because that one's actually challenging.
I don't want to play Zelda 2 because I know how bad it's supposed to be.
I like that game. I'm in the minority, but
give it way too much shit.
Yeah, but it is hard.
I always liked the famous Zelda 2. Just like everything about it seemed really, adventure-y.
I know a lot of people don't like it. Personally, I love the music for that game.
And the thing is, too, with Zelda 2, you just have to, it's better to grind earlier in that game than to do it later, I think. There's, a spot like Death Mountain where you get crazy experience. And I just would go through there and, level up quite a bit. That way, because you get, a full level every time you beat a boss in a dungeon. So you just kind of want to pace yourself out so that you can use them to get you through the rest. But, yeah, you definitely need to... You need to think through that game very smart to get through it well. And the last dungeon's the bitch.
Well, the way I'm approaching Zelda 1 and 2 is the same way I approach Metroid. That
You're not
I want to play them. No. I want to play them so I can say I beat them, and then once I get to the Super Nintendo Zelda, I can be like, this is fucking amazing. Because that's how it was with Metroid. I hated NES Metroid, love Super.
Yeah, and Link Between Worlds, Link to the Past. Huge upgrade compared to the other ones. Not my favorite one, to be honest, but it is a good game, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And Zelda 2 looks almost like a graphical downgrade from Zelda 1, almost. The overworld is very copy-paste looking, which is really weird.
Oh, yeah, because it's so zoomed out. Yeah.
Because the way the mountains look, they literally look like just square. There was one image of a mountain, and they're just all right, tile it. So, but no, I'm cautiously excited to play that game, if that makes sense.
We'll see how you do. Even though you thought Zelda actually was the main character of that game until I guess last week. So
you can't blame me for Freudian slip. It's the same.
Yeah, just saying. So
you frustrated me so bad yesterday. I don't believe you. And you went on Twitter. And was the picture on your Vita? Was that the picture I took?
No. I went and I found one on the internet super quick, saved it to the Vita, and I pulled it up in the photo app. I was like, look, I just beat it too.
At first, I was like, did he jailbreak his Vita? No, why would he do that? That would be silly.
Just trying to prove a point, Nick, that you can't believe everything you see on the internet.
True, but when I take a picture of my 3DS, as well as full motion video, to prove that I did the thing.
Well, I think the only way you're going to prove it is by answering this question, all right?
Answering what question?
This question I'm going to give you right now.
All right.
All right, and anyone who's beaten Zelda should know the answer to this. How many bushes are there in the entire game?
How many bushes? Fuck yourself.
Well...
Jesus, God.
Let's see.
I don't even think I... No, I'm not
I can answer that question for you. I can answer that question.
All right, Dan.
There's many bushes.
I can answer the question. How many bushes are in the original Zelda? Is that the one we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Let me think. Turn right. La 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 la. I'm thinking.
I mean, as in, like, do you mean like maybe like bushes, as in like George and Jeb, or like? Because if that's the fact, there's none, and rightfully so. But if you're talking about like, wait a minute, are they bushes or are they trees? Pretty sure they're trees.
I think they're bushes.
They're bushes.
A lot of bushes. That's way too many bushes to be considered. Like, that's not a forest. You're walking through like a valley.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna ask me a question like, why did you have to use the flute? You know, what kind of arrow, or did you have to shoot the Ganon to kill him? You know, that kind of thing. But no, you go with how many bushes?
Yeah.
Dear God.
You don't even know the answer, Nick. I'm disappointed.
No, I'm counting.
Nobody. No, do you know the answer?
Okay, I'll be honest. I have a map on my wall of the whole game,
Oh, wow, nice.
and I'm counting every
There's a
single
bush
bush. I'm
count.
up to 80.
That's a lot of bushes.
See, Nick, that's a true fan. That's what you need to live up to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a friggin' map. I'm counting out the bushes.
I was prepared for this question. I was waiting for this. I was born.
And we're going to come back to Dan a little bit later on in the podcast and see if he's finished counting those bushes.
5
Dan is
hours
currently
later.
spiraling into madness.
189.
Current bush
Oh, I
count
lost count again.
359.
So anyways, Nick, is that all you've been playing?
Is it? I mean, I've been playing like Rocket League here and there.
Rocket
Because
League.
it's fantastic.
I have that as a plus, but I get to play it.
You should. It's really good.
You should
I still haven't played
right
it
now.
either, to be
Don't
honest.
even continue. Just play that right now. It's car soccer. What can you not like about car soccer?
Soccer?
He has a point.
But- Soccer, yeah, that's true. I like cars personally. But I mean, yeah, for the most part, that should be. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've been playing.
So
All
there
right.
you go.
All right, so I'll run through mine really fast. I didn't play too much of Beyond Rare Replay since the last time we talked. So I finished up
That's
Darksiders.
like 30 games.
I know, that's true.
That's a lot of games.
It is.
Okay, I need to know.
Yeah.
Let's teleport back to May. If I told you guys that there was going to be a rare collection releasing of 30 games for $30, 30 rare games, how many of you would shit your pants with joy?
Oh, I mean, I
wouldn't.
read the rumor before the Microsoft conference that day, and I literally shit my pants with joy.
I was super happy.
And once they announced it, I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is the best deal.
And what would you do when you heard it's going to be out on August 4th, that close?
Yeah, I mean, that was great. Like,
Get my
you
money and instantly buy it.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, like, what the hell? That was such a surprise title.
I think the one thing that I think is most surprising to me is I've seen people have referred to it as the system seller, which is, I mean, it's really legit.
No. God, no.
I think it's a great deal.
Seller?
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you guys, but
Maybe
the
like an
Xbox One is
N64.
actually a pretty damn cool console.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think it's a good system.
Yeah, I agree as well.
They got a lot going on.
I own all three, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. But, so, anyway, I want to know desperately what you think about Darksiders, because for me, personally, at its best, I thought it was not in a bad way, but just, you know, it's a game that I played and I kind of enjoyed, but didn't have any real gripes about it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good game. Like I said, that fetch quest at the end, like, killed me. It actually took me, like...
Oh, God, yeah.
It took me, like, 3 weeks to go back to it, I won't lie. Like, every time I was sitting there, like, I should finish this, I'm like, I don't want to finish this. I do not want to go back.
Yeah.
Especially because I missed a lot of, like, I forget what they're called, like, wormhole points or wherever, where you can warp back and forth. Like, I missed a lot of them, so I had to, like, literally retrace my steps and figure out where these places were. Because it doesn't have a really good map system. Although the final boss wasn't that bad. I didn't have any problems with it at all.
It took me a few times to beat him from my memory. My memory serves me right.
Well, you told me it was like the most frustrating thing ever, and I was like, this isn't that bad. I don't know what he's talking about.
I guess I don't remember it correctly, but I'm pretty sure I had a film like 10 times. But then again, that was like, I don't even know how many years ago that was. To be like, I was probably still in high school when I finished that game. So, yeah. I don't particularly remember, but like I said, it's a whatever game.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it only took me like 2 times to beat it. Just once to figure out what was going on, and the second time I was like, okay, I got this. But yeah, no, I thought it was a fun game. Like, I don't think it's like a amazing, like, blow your socks off game, but I do think it's worth playing. Like, and I think it definitely gets the accolades that it deserves. Is like, it's a neat thing to try, and it does make me want to go and play the second one at some point. But
I was gonna say, do you want to get the re-release of that now?
I'm gonna get the
definitive edition.
Yeah, definitive.
Don't do what Tom said to do and get it on Wii U. Nobody wants to play a game like that on Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem playing on the Wii U.
I got it for $8 on Wii U. All I'm saying.
Well,
I mean, that's worth it. But when it first came out and they wanted $60 for that, I was like, you can go fuck yourself.
But I mean, the definitive. I can't even say that word.
Definitive
version.
Just say definitive. We all know what you're talking about.
Has all the DLC, so I mean, it makes sense to go with that one.
Yeah, you might as well.
It looks a little nicer. I think it's only going to be like $40 or something, so I'll get it eventually.
I think they're making a collector's edition that comes with a mask for Death, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's neat.
I think they did the same thing when it first came out, but I think they're doing a bit higher quality mask now that, you know, it's not THQ hemorrhaging money making it. It's Nordic Games hemorrhaging money making it.
So that's my thoughts on that. And the other game that I played, I had another like game day with my friends this week. So looking for new stuff to play, so I picked up the Jackbox Party Pack, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've
played Drawful.
Yes, and that one's the one I was going to say too, because I know we've talked about Fibbage to death. Like, we all like Fibbage. Yeah. And, you know, you can't go wrong with You Don't Know Jack. Great game. But, like, Drawful was the one that, like, we all looked at it and, like, some of us wanted to play it and some other people were like, no, this game's going to be horrible, blah, blah, blah. But
I love that game.
We all fucking loved that game. It was amazing. Like, everyone drew horrible, and the funny thing is, like, some people got, like, really close to guessing what you were actually trying to draw. Although I had one, we were, like, laughing. This one girl that we were playing with, like, her clue was, like, Arbor Day, I think is what it was. and, like, the picture was, like, a boat with, like, birds in the sky, like, waves and ocean and stuff.
Did she think arbor meant harbor?
I think she thought it meant, like, boat or something. So all the clues were, like, boat with birds and, like, all this other stuff, and then there's just this one lonely, like, Arbor Day. I was the only one to pick it, and I was the only one to get it right. And she's like, thank you so much. And I was just like, well, obviously, either everyone else is retarded or you had no clue what you were drawing. So it had to be Arbor Day. And it was ridiculous. But it's like the clues they have you draw are just so out there. Like, it's crazy. It's such a good deal. Like, it's a great pack. Like, people should buy it.
I have to say, because I imagine somebody listening to this, they're like, why the fuck was the clue Arbor Day? In Drawful, they'll give you a clue like empty can, or just like something that you're like, how am I supposed to draw this? Yeah, like you would never have, like, I think one was like a voodoo troll or something. Like, yeah, it's never like draw a bed or like draw a house. It's like, draw me a pixel perfect representation of the Mona Lisa. Yeah, like, actually, I don't think Mona Lisa would be on there, just because, like, that one you could at least try to, like, scrape together. But yeah, it's funny though, because like whenever we play this, me and my friends usually take like a joke way of doing it. So, well, I say joke, but it's mostly inappropriate, and I'd rather not repeat some of the things we've done. But our one friend can't draw for shit, and he'll be like, "No, guys, it's okay. I did it great this time," and like he's still like, it's still terrible. So his name's Jordan, and like I'll write in as the clue, Jordan can't fucking draw. And, like, it just pops up on the screen, and you just laugh every time you see it, because it's, like, the same thing with Fibbage. You just put, like, a ridiculous answer, and you look at it, and you just start laughing in context of the question. Yeah. That's why I love those games so much, because you can play them, like, goofy, or you can play them serious. Yeah, you really can. It's so out there. It's, like, it is like Fibbage to some degree, too, but, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, I think my favorite one so far, it was a Fibbage question where they were, like, it's like some odd name for a dictionary. And I made my answer, is that your fucking? So the way you would read it is that your fucking dictionary? And the joke is that your fucking dick? So I thought it was funny. It is. But no, I kind of want to pick that up, but I mean, I don't play it enough to justify the purchase. So.
Hey guys, we're missing Dan.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah. I like it.
It's a good time. And it's great with friends. And actually, too, I mean, I pulled up the old favorites when we were doing game day. I did a Rock Band. You have to.
Oh, you gotta do Rock Band.
Mm-hmm. So
we recently, me and my friends, we do a lot of tournaments during the summer, and we usually do like Smash and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We decided to do a really weird tournament of Mortal Kombat, Rocket League, and Sonic R. Mm-hmm. Everybody played Rocket League. Nobody played Sonic R, and like 3 people played Mortal Kombat. So, yeah. So yeah. Good.
All right, what's up?
Yeah, there you are.
Welcome.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I should probably call my service provider soon and ask what is up. But, you know, I guess we can stick it out.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like, we have Skype issues all the time anyways, so it's nothing new. And this is anything I can't work with, so yeah, so anyways, Dan, what you been playing?
What have I been playing? That is a very good question. Internet dropped.
The mystery.
Let's see. Well, I've been doing a lot of gaming on my Xbox One lately. Buying a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'm just throwing money everywhere, like a fool. But I've been trying to play a lot of Killer Instinct, like I was saying earlier. I just got Rare Replay. I've been playing Splatoon. I just haven't been dedicated to anything.
Xbox One now? Holy shit!
Oh shit! Wow.
Splatoon's
it's like free to play. You only get 1 color squid per month.
Oh, there we go.
Dan? Did you play Splatoon after the new update? I still have been meaning to play it, but.
Just leave it. Don't even edit that out. Just leave that.
Oh god, fucking! I saw it coming.
So, Brandon, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Read All of the Image comics. It's a good game.
I've been playing Read All of the Image. That's a lot of comics to read.
I actually have bought a shit ton of them. I started reading The Wicked and the Divine. That's really fucking good.
I really want to read that. I saw the cover art for that. And I was like, yeah, this looks awesome.
Dude, holy shit, it's really good. Essentially, I don't know if you've looked into it at all. I'm going to go over my comics first, and then I'll go into my games if you don't mind. I'm going to try to make it fast. So essentially, The Wicked and the Vine is about a ritual sort of thing where every 90 years, certain gods get reincarnated as actual human beings, and they have 2 years to do whatever they want on Earth, and that's it. After those 2 years, they're dead. But during those 2 years, they have to deal with, like, media coverage and fucking, like, being blamed for things and having a massive group of followers that want to bend to their every whim and all this other stuff. And it's just, like, it's kind of got, like, a sort of, like, celebrity vibe to it, except they're actually gods. Like, one of them is Lucifer, and fucking... they're getting framed from shit they didn't do, and they're like, I didn't do it this time, more or less. And it's really good. And I also read Southern Bastards. Southern Bastards is absolutely amazing. It takes place in Alabama. It's literally about a town where football is pretty much law. So, like, the coach is kind of like like a mob boss in the town. He controls everything that happens. It's really, really good. I don't like football, and I fucking love this comic. So that should tell you something. I also read Nailbiter, which is also amazing. It is a comic where there is a town that exists where within the last...
Full of Nailbiters?
Well, kind of. Within the last 10 to 15 years... every few years, a serial killer has been born. So it has been called the Serial Killer Town. And each one of them have their own, like, backstory and everything. And the last one that was born, the 16th killer, is called the Nailbiter. And he kidnaps people that bites their nails, and he chews their nails down to the bone, and then he murders them.
That's gross.
That's disgusting. Yeah, that's very disgusting. I mean, I would just... If that were me, and I'm not taking this time to record how I would kill people, but... I would just, skip on the whole nail biting part and just do my deed and move on.
But yeah, it's really good. It's kind of a detective story sort of thing, because they're trying to figure out what links all of the killers together, and like some people are being kidnapped because of it, and like they get further and further into the conspiracy, and they're trying to figure out what's going on there, and it's really neat. I also read Witches, which I couldn't tell you the first thing that's happening in that, but apparently, like, you get pledged, and when you're pledged, this thing is implanted in your neck, and then you just want to go back into the woods, and there are these, like, witches, but they're, like, demon-like things that apparently are above mankind and are another kind of species of humans, and they can control you and that sort of thing. And, like, it's about a father trying to figure out what happened to his daughter, who's basically lost her mind, says she's seeing someone that she supposedly killed years ago, but she actually isn't, and she's being hunted down by these witches.
What a twist!
But it gets really confusing because of the fact that, like, more or less, it's hopping back and forth between, like, the years of, like, the original experience and what's going on current day, and it gets really, really dark, and it's really good. We're at East of West, which is about the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and them trying to chase down death. Yes.
Why? Why is it called? I didn't read East of West because, like, that name sounds retarded. Like, his name sounds so dumb. And
it's a post-apocalyptic world where Death has escaped, and the other Horsemen of the Apocalypse are trying to track him down. Meanwhile, he's going around and assassinating people like the President of the United States and all these other things. And this takes place during, like, the Reagan years, I think, maybe before. I can't remember, but
man.
Yeah, but it's really good. I'm waiting to read the rest of that. Read Deadly Class, which is about a underground class that basically teaches assassins, and, like, it exists in our modern world currently, but the only way you can get into it is if you're chosen, and the only way you can be chosen is if someone sees something interesting in you, that sort of thing. And then I read Omega Men, which is a new DC comic that I had no idea had to do with the Green Lantern, and it's about terrorists, and it's really odd, but I kind of like it, and I'm not really sure where it's going yet. Did I read anything else? I'm thinking real quick. No, but I have other stuff to read, such as Chew, about a detective who is able to find out how murders happen in a kind of like CSI/Batman fashion by eating the flesh of the. Yep, that's the one. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, spaghetti and meatballs before he died. Sure.
So I'm gonna read that soon, and I think those are all my comics. As for games, like we mentioned before, I played Rare Replay. It's a really good game. I've enjoyed it a lot. The game I've been playing the most in that game is Grabbed by the Ghoulies, which I never got to play, and I love it because it's like a beat 'em up kind of game. That's fun.
Yeah, that one I want to try. That one actually too. I don't know if you know this. That one they actually fully ported over from the Xbox to the Xbox One. That one was not like a emulator like some of the other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about it later. I bet that's probably why we got the N64 version of Conquer as opposed to the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Because they weren't planning on putting all that work into it. But at the same time, I think that's a good thing because I like the multiplayer on the N64 Conquer a lot. So I think it's...
Yeah, but I mean, you can only split screen it, obviously. But you can still split screen it. So
yeah, which is great. If you have the controllers.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Quite a bit. The only multiplayer game in that entire collection makes me sad. Like, I mean, there are, like, multiplayer, like, a lot of players. Because it was, like, 2 to 32 players online. It was like, holy shit, what game could do that? It's fucking Perfect Dark Zero. And I was like, damn it to hell. So, I did actually go back and play some Perfect Dark Zero. And I was like, man, this game is really jank. But I also played some of the Xbox 360 games in the collection. Their emulator for 360 games is garbage. Like, it runs really bad. It runs really, really bad. Like, it is not good at all. So,
well, I mean, that one's the system level emulation. Like, that's like what they've been, or patching, like, basically. Like, you just install it onto the system and then it just runs the.
Yeah, but in some things on, like, Perfect Dark, I got below, like, 15 frames. Like, I could easily tell I was in the 5 frames.
Perfect Dark, like the
the 364, the 361.
364.
Not Zero, right?
Yeah. No, Zero. Zero is the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't tried Zero.
Here's the thing.
Zero is not good on there.
The Perfect Dark on there is not a port of the N64 one. It's like a port of the Xbox Live.
Yeah, the same thing with the Banjo.
Yeah, that one, and I've actually realized the arcade games port over much better than the
here's the problem.
Actual full 360 games. I've had people complain about the Mass Effect and how its backwards compatibility is garbage.
Because I think I mentioned this before when I talked about backwards compatibility. The software problems between going from 360 to Xbox One are just gigantic. You're talking about two completely different architectures.
Yeah.
For them to get that even playable to me is impressive. So
it's somewhat.
It is, and it's still in beta anyways. Like they're still working on it. So honestly,
they're not releasing it, I think, until September or something.
It'll probably only get better as things go on. But
yeah. Now I'm gonna tell. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, continue. No, you're good.
I was gonna say now I'm gonna jump from that real quick because I just wanted to glance over that because we already all kind of talked about it. To one of my favorite games that I've played this week, and holy shit, do I have no idea how to explain this game. I played Way of the Samurai 4, which was released on Steam recently. I bought this because I saw a review, and I thought the review was a joke, but then I looked into it, and it was an actual real review, and it made me instantly be like, okay, I need to see what the fuck this game is. And I'm going to read the review real quick, if you give me 1 second to find it.
Sure.
So let me find it. It was on the most helpful reviews, so I can give you a short, what I remember that it said.
Okay.
Basically, it said, I became a samurai. I started the game. I grabbed the nearest fish that I found laying on someone's windowsill. I went and entered a samurai tournament, and I beat everyone to death with the fish that I grabbed instead of using my sword. I won the samurai tournament. The floorboard fell out from underneath me, and I was dropped into a pot of boiling soup. 10 out of 10 would become a samurai soup again. I thought this was a joke. I looked further into the game. No, this is the random, weird, crazy shit that actually happens in the game. Essentially, this is a open-world character action samurai game where there's a plot, but fuck it, who cares? You can go anywhere, you can do anything. So, every NPC in the game, you can literally just tell them, I could kill you, and then you start a fight with them. Every single one of the NPCs.
You want to fight about it? Actually, yes, I do.
Yeah, that's literally something you could do. And, so, this has been my experience with the game thus far. I started this game, got into the story, the story started, and it started where I had to fight these people who were causing a bunch of ruckus. Normal samurai shit.
Oh yeah, ruckus.
So, first thing I did was I threw my sword at them. And then I punched everyone to death instead of using a sword. So, as I'm punching everyone to death, I see the option, dialogue choices in the middle of battle. One of them was come at me, and the other one was please show mercy. So, I was choosing the come at me, bro, essentially, throughout the whole game, at the beginning, the tutorial thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm curious what the other one does. So I chose the please show mercy. The game immediately stops. My character drops to his knees and starts begging for his life. I get punched in the back of the head, dragged to train tracks, tied up, and now I'm stuck on the train tracks. So now I'm sitting on the train tracks, and in the middle of this cutscene, I have an option that is press left bumper and B. So I'm like, all right, sure, I'll do that. So in the middle of the cutscene, I'm pressing this, and it pans over slowly to the train tracks I was tied up at, and I see my character wiggling back and forth and jumping up and down in the air because I'm pressing LB and the B button, and he's basically trying to break out. During this cutscene, I also see some guy walk by, and I see a button prompt at the bottom, and if I hit A, I get the option of saying two things. It's like, hey, someone help me, or hey, idiot, don't you see me over here? So obviously I chose, hey, idiot, don't you see me over here? This immediately made the guy come running, and he was like, what the hell's your problem, man? And I was like, I kind of got tied up. Can you help me? He's like, no. And then my answer was like, okay, well, then how about I give you something? And he's like, all right, cool, I'll help you. So the guy comes over and helps me. I gave the guy my shoes for helping me out. So after I gave him my shoes, I ran around this massive town. It's actually pretty big. And, like, you can run around and fish. You can run around and, like, fucking just explore places, go inside of buildings. It's very open world. So I went to the back alleys.
Of course
there,
you would. Where else would you go?
Yeah. So there I found a prostitute. The prostitute I started talking to, her name was literally Mistress. So as I was talking to said prostitute, she's like, why the fuck would I talk to you, basically? And I'm like, oh, okay. And then, like, I talked to this other guy that's next to her. I was like, hey, why is she being such a bitch, mostly? And then that was my, you don't like your kind around here. And I was like, how about I go do something for you? He was like, yeah, I'm listening. He's like, why don't you talk to her first and let her know you're willing to work for us? And she's like, well, you can't just work for me just because you say you want to. You have to prove yourself worthy. So go kill this guy. So I'm like, all right, sure, why not? So I just found some random person in the back alley, and I told them I would go kill this person for them. So I go around, I go to this place that's called Little Britain. Where this, like, British gentleman is standing next to a woman and asking her for favors. And I come up behind him, and I hit him in the back of the head with my sword. And then I start fighting him. And while I'm fighting him, all the fucking onlookers in town are like, oh my god, what's going on? Oh, I have no idea. I'm gonna stay out of this. And you just hear, like, the crowds, like, gathering around you and watching you fight people. And I'm just like, all right, well, and I went and killed the guy. I killed the guy. Stole his sword, because when you kill someone, you could take their items they had, such as their clothes and their weapons. So I did that, and then I went back to the person, and she was like, all right, you've proven yourself worthy. Also, here's some money. So then I went to the fucking, I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to get myself a new sword. So then I go to the blacksmith, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna, here are my swords. And I, like, back out by mistake, and then I go back, and he's like, I'm going to be closing up shop soon. I'm like, why? He's like, it's becoming too much to handle, and I can't do it all on my own. I used to have an apprentice. Could you go find him? I was like, sure, why not? But can I buy something first? He's like, yeah. So this is where I find out that all of your weapons, such as your swords and your spears and your fish, are fully customizable. So you can choose the hilt that they have.
The fish
blade.
Is customizable?
Everything in this game is fucking customizable. It's insane.
That is crazy.
So, like, I choose and make a giant sphere with a rock at the end of it, and I go around and beat people with that. So that's fun. And then I decide, all right, I might as well do this quest where I find his apprentice. So I go looking around, and I find his apprentice in the graveyard. He's crying next to a gravestone because apparently his brother died or some shit like that, and I don't fucking know. I didn't care enough. But anyway, I accidentally hit him. He immediately is like, oh, and he comes running at me, and I was like, oh no, I need to talk to this guy. So I ran away, and then came back later while holding a different weapon, and he goes like, oh, hi there, buddy. How are you doing? We've never met before. And I was like, yes, I tricked him using game logic. And so, like, I talked with him, and he's like, it's my fault that my brother died, and that's the reason why I'll never be a blacksmith apprentice again. I can't do it. If I wouldn't have made my brother do all this stuff for me, then he would still be alive. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. I don't give a shit about your story. Because, like, every single fucking one person you talk to, you can go in depth to their story, or you can just sit there and be like, I really don't give a fuck. And they'll be like, oh, okay then. And you can just skip the entire story and continue on with the mission. Or you could completely cancel out the mission and change up the game entirely by, like, killing them. Like, you can kill valuable NPCs by mistake or on purpose, and it changes the entire game. And there's, like, so many different endings to this game that's insane. So you're probably never going to play the same game once because of how many fucking things you can do in this. And, so anyway, he told me that he wanted me to go talk with a guy, and I went and talked to the guy, and I came back to him, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to commit harakiri. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, you should go talk to the smith and let him know my take on the whole thing. So I went and talked with the smith, and he's like, oh, well, I guess that sucks then. I'm going to have to close down shop. Apparently there was a way to fucking stop that from happening, but I didn't know how, so I got a guy to kill himself instead. And then I went to the train tracks, and I found a homeless man who told me that I could do missions for him if I didn't care for my life. So then I became suicidal and did all these missions where, like, any one of the missions could get me completely fucking destroyed. And, like, every mission, like the first ones were really simple, but they were like, go feed these people that are really hungry in such and such place. So I went and fed them, and they're like, but there's 3 of us here and you only have 1. And I was like, fuck it, take 2 of mine. And they're like, oh my god, thank you, kind sir. And they gave me money for that, and I started running around town and looking for stuff. And there's just so much shit to do. Like, you can fucking find a basket, put it on your head, put a fucking top hat on top of the basket that you're wearing on your head, draw a smiley face with a mustache on the basket, and walk around fucking beating people to death with a fish. That's the kind of crazy shit that exists in this game. It's completely fucking insane, and I love it so much.
It sounds like a Brandon game.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I played that. And that was the main game I wanted to spend a lot of time on talking about. But I also played The Forest, which is a survival game where you...
How many bushes are in that?
There's actually a ton of bushes, like a shit ton of bushes. Probably not as many as Zelda, but enough. And that game is basically a survival game where you crash land on an island, but that island is inhabited by cannibals. So, good luck, everybody. And it's like your Minecraft survival, you're like that sort of thing, except you're also being watched by cannibals in the forest, and they're gonna fucking try to end you, and you have to find your son who's missing. So that game's a lot of fun. I've been playing that online with Katie. And then I got Invisible Ink today, which is kind of like XCOM if it was also Splinter Cell.
Okay.
It's an XCOM styled strategy game, like, you know, where you like tell people go here, do that, make these moves. So like strategy RPG, but you play as spies instead of like military people. So you're having to sneak around and like disarm traps and turn off cameras and like use your wits basically to not get caught. And it's actually pretty fucking cool. I haven't gone far enough into it, but I do like some of the things. Like, you can put yourself into Overwatch like you can in XCOM, and when someone walks by you, you fucking tase them and then stand on top of their body and hold them down, like pin them to the ground. It's pretty neat. I like it so far. So there's that. And it's from the same people that made Don't Starve, which was a really good game. So I have high hopes for this one.
Yeah, I know you like that game a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
All right. Well, now that we know Dan's internet connection has done him in, are you guys ready to move on to news?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. News is up.
Here's the news. I could care less, but here is news. Yay.
You could care less. Wow. Fantastic.
Wow. The news for this week's not that.
There's some decent news.
There's a lot of news I put on there. Let's see, but we'll blitz through it because I don't think we need to talk about everything for very long. So, Halo Wars 2 is announced for Xbone and PC.
Yeah,
oh
that's actually really neat.
Spoiler alert, don't buy on an Xbone. RTS doesn't work on console.
Spoiler alert, you're absolutely incorrect because Halo Wars, the original one, found a way to make it work very, very well on the Xbox 360, and it played really, really fucking well, but it will be even better on PC. So play on PC if you have the option.
And it's made by the Total War guys too, I believe. I think that's who's working on it.
Ensemble did, I think.
Yes, there you go, Ensemble. Or wait, no, Ensemble did the first one. They were the Age of Empires guys, right?
Yeah, and they're also doing this one as well, I believe.
I don't think they exist anymore, do they?
I don't think so either. I think this is just the Total War people.
Yeah, it's the Total War people. They have a name for their studio, but I'm blanking on it right now. I'm just going to do a quick Googling. Creative Assembly.
Yeah, Creative Assembly.
Yeah.
That's
so,
weird.
yeah. So, there you go. That should be fun. I think they said 2016 on that, maybe? I don't remember. It's a while away. Nothing to get too excited about yet.
It's next.
That's actually really weird that they're making... Creative Assembly is owned by Sega currently.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on. Dragon Quest XI was officially announced since the last time we talked about news.
That's true.
It's coming to PlayStation 4 and 3DS, and maybe maybe the NX.
The NX was on that thing. Like, they showed it down at the bottom. They
did.
The NX.
But then did you see them come back and redact that?
Well,
I did not see the redact.
I have a question.
What they say.
They basically were like, well, we're really not sure. We're just thinking about it. It's not, like, we're not sure. So,
I'm pretty sure that's Nintendo being like, you shouldn't have fucking said it that early, you sons of bitches. And slapping them upside the head.
Entertain me for a second. I have a question for you. Pertaining to Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy 14. I think they also said 15. All 2, possibly 3 of those games they've said are possibly coming to the NX.
Mm-hmm.
This, to me, seems like an indication that the next system is going to be more of a powerhouse than what we're usually used to.
This also, to me, sounds like an indication that the NX is not very far away, like, at all.
Yeah. Well, both that they're not very far away, 1, and 2, that it might be comparable to PS4, Xbox One level.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. Although
they were saying that they might port Final Fantasy 14 over to the system as well.
I guess the same side of that coin, though. You do have to think, though, that they did get Dragon Quest X running on the 3DS, and I mean, obviously, Dragon Quest XI is on 3DS. So
yeah, but I mean, I guess mostly the focus here would probably be Final Fantasy 14 because while that's not really a big graphically intensive game, it's definitely not something that would run on the Wii U as it stands.
That's true.
So.
Are we sure?
No,
it runs on Xbox 360. I mean, not Xbox 360, but PlayStation 3.
14?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but still, is the PS3 not as powerful as the Wii U?
No, it's not as powerful as the Wii U.
Are you sure?
The Wii U is more powerful than last-gen consoles.
Not by much.
Yeah, well, I mean, enough that it matters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, if they could get it running on PS3, they could get it running on Wii U, but they probably just don't want to because the other system has been made.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just an interesting thought popped in my head.
Yeah, it is. Also, a neat thing about the 3DS one, too, I guess. It has this, you could either play with, like, 3D graphics or you can play with 2D graphics. And you can flip back and forth between them, which I think is really neat. I guess at the beginning of the game, it shows you both at the same time, but then, like, there's a point in the game where you only get to choose one or the other, and then you can flip back and forth, kind of like Halo Anniversary style is kind of what it sounded like.
Nice.
So, yeah. So anyways, moving on. World of Warcraft expansion. It's been announced. It's called Legion.
There it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a World of Warcraft guy, but it seemed like big news. So
I know a few friends that were like, "Oh, neat."
Yeah, I feel like that's how most people are with World of Warcraft these days.
Yeah,
so,
I think it definitely passed its prime. So.
Oh yeah, but it's still holding on.
It's still pretty big.
No, it's not. It just lost 5 million subscribers. It's in a steady downcline currently.
Well, that's what Nick just said. He said it's past its prime.
I did.
He did.
Damn it, Brandon! Listen.
Yeah.
I speak to you.
So moving on. Majesco replaced the CEO, down to 5 employees, focused on digital games. I'm not surprised about this news at all.
No, they've been on a steady downcline as well. I'm not really sure if they've made anything in recent years, like as in like the past 2-3 years recently.
It's been very niche stuff that they've been doing. Like,
yeah, they're the ones who make Cooking Mama, right?
Yeah, I don't even think they've had any of those really. Nothing major at least.
Oh, they made Blood Rain. Wow, that's weird.
I doubt they made Blood Rain. I think they just published it.
I'm trying to see because they're based in New Jersey. I hope they stay open.
Well, that's probably why they're going under.
Probably.
But
yeah,
anyways,
it looks like Zumba Fitness is like the last thing they made or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what they were doing. That was really big for them was the Zumba stuff. And there's a rumor actually right now that they're working on a new Boy and His Blob, which would actually be awesome because the last one was really good.
Indeed.
So, all right, Final Fantasy 15 next year.
Nope. God no.
Nope.
That game's gonna get delayed so hard.
So I guess at that Square Enix event that they had, I don't know if it was at Gamescom or if it was a separate one, but they basically were like, we're not talking about when Final Fantasy 15 is coming out. It's not coming out this year, and it should be out before 2017, but we're not going to give a time frame. If you do your math right, that's 2016 Square Enix. So.
I doubt it. Honestly, I highly doubt it.
I still think, especially now, so I'm just going to bring this back to our E3 conversation. Mm-hmm. Kingdom Hearts 3 is definitely coming out before this game. This game is going to be a hot mess.
No.
This game is a hot mess. Have you seen what they're saying?
Absolutely.
It's such a hot mess.
15's at least playable.
Just started fucking being made, guys. It just started being in development. This was an actual announcement a few months ago.
This game has been in development for 10 years.
It sure has, but you know what? I've actually played this game.
I think the way it's going to come out is 15's going to be first, then 7, then Kingdom Hearts.
I fully believe
I don't believe that. I don't think that at all. I think it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 15, 7.
Nope, 15.
I know, because they've been working on 7 since at least PS3 because they had tech demos and everything of it.
15, Kingdom Hearts 7. That's what I believe.
I think that's, And I honestly don't think we'll see Kingdom Hearts until 2017, 2018.
Wow, yeah, 2018. I think you guys are delusional. I cannot wait to come back to this conversation later. All right. So anyways, Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes is coming October 23rd. Yay.
2 days before my birthday.
Mighty Number 9, delayed to 2016.
And eat a dick?
I am done with Inafune shit.
I know, they had such a specific date, and then they decided to
Hold on, not only that, but did you see what else they did?
What?
They tried to start a Kickstarter for the, for the rebirth of,
a Red Ash.
Yeah, Red Ash. Did you see how fucking shady that Kickstarter was?
No, I didn't.
No.
Essentially, the gameplay stuff they showed off that when they were like, "Yeah, we've been working on this for a while, but don't worry, this has absolutely this did not delay Mighty Number 9.
Oh,
this
God,
is not why Mighty Number 9 was delayed." And fucking, you look at it and it's like there's no actual concept. It's just characters running around inside of a box and doing stuff, but no actual real interactions, and everything was very static, and they couldn't tell you when it would come out. They couldn't give you actual things. Then they said that it was actually being developed by another company already, and that they already had the okay, but before they had said that your pledge will help us gauge, basically, the first thing they said was, "We need your pledge to make this game." Then a few days later, they were like, "Actually, no, Microsoft's already going to help us with this game." It was some company, but they were like, "So-and-so is actually already helping us make this game. It is going to exist. Your pledge is just to gauge how much you guys want it and to work on the Kickstarter goals." And then they were like, "What's the Kickstarter goals?" 3. There's no actual Kickstarter goals. We'll make them up as we go along. And this was just whew. Yes, it's like Shenmue 3 if they didn't tell you up front that Sony was already taking care of it.
But and they didn't.
Hold on. And they waited. Hold on. And they waited multiple days to a week, not just a day or two, which Shenmue 3 did, to tell you, hey, Sony's taking care of this. And also lied before and said that this is not going to exist, period, and will have no chance of ever existing unless you give us money. And then flip back around a week later when everyone was like, "Wait a second, but what about?" And they were like, "Oh, actually, we already are fully funded. Everything's done. Your money's just going towards our Kickstarter goals." And everyone was like, "Wait, well, what are the Kickstarter goals?" And they were like, "You'll see that in the future." And everyone was like, "No, fuck you. I'm done. Give me my money back." And they were like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this." And everyone pulled out of it and was like, "Do your own shit. I ain't fucking dealing with this." And So I don't think they made their goal. And they're still like, "Well, don't worry. It's still going to get made." Everyone's like, "We don't give a fuck." Fuck you.
So, anyways, also delayed, I didn't put this on our list, but Amplitude was also pushed back.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that one,
surprised.
Early backers will get it in December, the people who paid for the early access, but everyone else will get it in January 2016. So,
okay.
Yeah. I know. I feel like that game just doesn't... It's been under the radar, so I don't feel like it gets as much shit, but I feel like this is at least the second time it's got pushed back, but whatever. I'll get it eventually. Moving on. All future free 360 games with gold will be compatible with Xbone. So
that is awesome. Mm-hmm. So, if there's backwards compatibility and you got it through 360 gold, then fucking there you go. You have that game now to play on your Xbox One. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. Actually, the next piece that we already talked on there about Battletoads coming to Killer Instinct. Also, Microsoft, they did announce that there's a chat pad coming out for the Xbox One.
Whoop-de-doo.
Does anyone even use those anymore? I don't even
know. I had one for the 360, and I liked it a lot when it came time to put Microsoft point cards in. But now that you can just scan it if you have a Kinect.
Yeah. Although I think it's funny, like a lot of the stuff that I get codes for, like from like the boxes, like they don't come with the QR codes. I'm like, you assholes! Like, I don't want to type this in. You could just put a QR code on here, you jerks. So, all right, so that's coming out. They also announced that Quantum Break will be coming April 5th, 2016. I know, I was looking forward to that. They announced a decent cast for it too, for the TV show / actors in there. What is it? Sean Ashmore? Is that who is from X-Men?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, but it looks good. I'm still kind of excited for that game, so that should be neat. And then they did say Scalebound's coming out holiday season 2016. So, I don't know. Guess other things to look forward to. We got Zombie, the Zombie U game. It's now being ported over.
See this.
It's coming out in August for PS4 Xbone.
And removing the only only wanted feature I liked, which is multiplayer.
Yeah, well, that was the best part of that game. So.
Well, no, they're removing it because you need the
they're
game
removing
pad.
it. I thought you said they're moving it.
No, they're removing it.
Oh.
So so those of you who wanted to play Zombie U just for the story, you're in luck.
I mean, the story was kind of neat. I'm surprised they didn't find a way to, like, I don't know, shoehorn multiplayer into it, but I imagine this is the cheapest of cash-ins that Ubisoft was able to conceive, so. But we'll see more about that game this month. So
if it's less than $20 or like $20, I might finally try it.
It's Ubisoft, you silly.
It'd be like 80.
I know. It'd be like a premium, $100, and it's just a download code, not even a physical thing. No, who knows? We'll see. We'll see soon enough. So, any other news you guys want to talk about? That's all I had on my list.
They announced the Halo 5 1TB Xbox One bundle.
Oh.
Mafia 3 was announced.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that on the
game
list.
Looks awesome. Crackdown 2 had some gameplay footage, and they showed off like the destruction physics with the Xbox One's cloud feature, which looks really fucking awesome, where you can like basically take apart any room. That looked cool. Like you can just break things down piece by piece in any room, and that's awesome. Trying to think if there's anything else super big. Give me 1 second.
I don't know. I don't think anything else. I mean, obviously we had Gamescom.
Yeah, Gamescom.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing. I mean, Sony didn't announce anything.
Yeah, Sony. And
it was mostly Microsoft that was talking about
Microsoft
stuff.
Actually announced shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of Amiibo news, but most of you guys who've probably been keeping up Amiibos already.
Did you guys get a chance to get the triple pack?
I did.
I didn't care to.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
Actually, I had to get two. I had to get one for myself and one for my friend. So
that's pretty. Nice.
It was really easy. Like I showed up there at they're opening up at 9:00. I showed up there like 8:45, and I was the third person in line.
Oh. So, yeah, no,
it wasn't a very big turnout.
No, and it seems like I went and got mine pre-ordered the day after. I went on Sunday and did it. So, and they still had plenty open. So, my friend who works at GameStop's like, he basically begged me to come down. I'm like, I'm totally cool with importing this. I don't care. He's like, please,
please.
Oh, okay. Actually, I do have one thing I wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. There was a game uploaded to Steam that was called Journey of the Light. It has billed as one of the hardest games on Steam. This game has since been removed from Steam because, yes, it was one of the hardest games, but not because of its difficulty, because there is no more than one stage and it's impossible to finish it.
That's pretty awesome.
So here's what was... well, this wasn't told up front. This was literally like you're paying for what's being advertised as a full-fledged game, but the person only made one stage that's impossible to beat. And someone looked into the coding and found out, hey, there's no more stuff after this game. They just made something that's so hard no one can finish it so that they could get a quick fucking buck or two and fucking run off with people's money. So that person got in a lot of trouble. The game was removed from Steam, and I think they've been barred from uploading anything else because of how fucking shady that was. So that happened this weekend.
Well, it's entertaining. I always like when people try to do entertaining things like that. Let's see, and I guess the Mewtwo Amiibo is coming out in Europe on October 23rd, I think, as well. So just random stuff. That one will be getting soon too, before Falco, which is weird. So I don't know. I'm totally drained for news now. So
Fantastic Four movie was the worst fucking piece of shit ever created by
It's not news. It was kind of an assumed thing. So.
Anyways, any other news you guys want to talk about?
I'm good.
Oh, apparently Fallout 4's game is longer than 400 hours if you want to do everything.
Woo! That's gonna be me.
Oh, and there was there was something recently put out that I saw. Metal Gear Solid 5. There's a few things about this actually. One, I saw a video that was hilarious where someone wrote the words Hideo Kojima on a piece of paper and went up
I saw that too.
went up to like the giant billboard they had at Gamescom, I believe it was, and stuck the piece of paper on there and then like walked off and left it there. And they had a recording throughout the day where they had pictures taken where they would just see if the paper is still there, and that was pretty neat. There was a report on from someone who had some nameless sources because he didn't want them to get in trouble about the actual conditions of Konami, and that went pretty in depth. So I would say look into that if you are curious about things. Essentially, it's gotten to the point where you actually have to ask to get a computer so you can do your job at Konami, and it has to be approved of, and it will take no less than a week to be approved of. But they're still expecting you to meet that deadline, but you don't actually have any of the tools to make your games that you've been hired to make, and then you'll get screamed at, and they've actually personally told other members of Konami who were supposed to be there to help you to be hostile towards you and basically tell you it's your fault. And it's caused such things as like mental breakdowns and a lot of unwarranted stress on people, especially people who get into Konami on like the ground floor or like they're just now starting, that sort of thing. And it's a lot of, there's a lot of problems that aren't being said, but they announced a new Silent Hill game in the form of a pachinko machine.
They have to pay back their Yakuza debt somehow.
I guess so. There was one other fucking thing that I was trying to remember, but I can't remember it. Fuck. I had it, and then it went away. Oh, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5. 900p on Xbox One, 1080 on PS4, and 4K on PC. So
fantastic.
So that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And I think it's only supposed to be 30 gigs.
Oh, wow.
So one more thing, and this isn't news, but I want to mention this. Did you guys that download Rare Replay? So both of you, right? Yeah, both of you.
Every 30 game I downloaded, yes.
No. Did you notice how it said that on the like store page, this game is 11 gigs or like 12 gigs, and then you installed it and it was actually like 68 because
the whole game is like 60 something gigs.
They didn't count the backwards compatible games at all.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
The 11 gigs is just the game itself. The other fucking 50 gigs is all the backwards compatible games. So that was kind of...
it was such a pain in the ass to install that whole thing.
Oh my God, it
was so stupid. I mean, because on one hand I can delete Viva Pinata off of my Xbox, but on the other hand it was like, why not just make it one big download or one big install?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Well, you have that, and you also have the thing too where like, I don't know if it was the same with you guys too, but like, I go and stick the thing in and it like queued up all the games, but then it didn't like instantly go to install them. Like I would have to like manually like put them into like install now. And it's just like,
I actually had to do that even with the digital copy.
They did the same thing with the Master Chief Collection. Didn't just install one big game. Okay, here's part of Halo 1 installing, part of Halo 3, part of Halo 4. Oh, Halo 2's not installing yet.
It was like,
and then the multiplayer is separate.
As much as I love my Xbox One, like that, like the process of installing games, even from a disc, is just such a nightmare.
Dude, the PlayStation, and this is not being like a fanboy or anything, but the PlayStation just does it so much better. Like literally, PS4 games install so quick and just so easily, and Xbox One games are just like, you'll enjoy your new game in a few hours. I promise.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Oh,
so
man.
It's very infuriating. I don't know how Microsoft especially hasn't gotten a hold of installing something on an x86 based architecture, considering that's all their freaking PC base. But
I have no idea. But yeah, they got some issues.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's wrapped up. So, just couple little notes before we get to like the going away stuff. Community playthrough. It's been decided. It's going to be Shadows of the Damned. So.
This game's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Is this game on Steam?
No. It's
what is it on?
PS3 360.
I'll have to see if I can pick it up in store, but
it should be really cheap. We looked at the prices not that long ago. So
I think it's like $10 maybe at
that's
most.
Yeah, it was not bad at all, and but it's a totally awesome game, so you'll enjoy it. That will, I guess. Start playing through now. We won't be doing the playthrough until sometime in September. So you got the whole month of August, a little bit of September, depending on when we want to do it. Yeah, so that's something to look forward to. Thanks, Samus, for the logo and Loyals for the theme, as always. We always appreciate those contributions to the podcast. And I guess in the normal closing out things, thank you for everyone for listening. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter. Twitter, we are at GMECRUNCH. You can download the episodes on iTunes, on Stitcher, on the website doublegaming.com, or we have been up on YouTube, so you can listen to us there as well. Leave us a review, share the podcast with your friends. We always appreciate the feedback. Brandon, do you have anything to send out on?
No.
No? You're boring. Nick.
Play Way of the Samurai. Hold on. Do that. That game's awesome.
All right. Nick, how about you?
Are the Zelda jokes over?
Never.
God damn it.
And thank you, Dan and Bailey, for joining us on the podcast. Unfortunately, the internet issues got you there, but I'm sure we'll have them back on again. We'll give it a try. And you can find Dan on Twitter. He is Naughty Dog for Life, the number 4 instead of 4. And for myself, my name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me on the internet. I am Clash of Penguin on Twitter or your favorite gaming consoles. And with that said, until next week, game on.
Game on.
Game off.
Guess who's going back to Destiny?
I thought you were already back to
wait a
Destiny.
minute.
I'm
so mad. I'm so mad we didn't talk about this. I guess we have to wait till next
Oh
week.
man, we should have talked about this. Oh
The
fuck.
changes they're making. They're changing
Holy
two
shit.
big issues I have with the game. No more light system. No more Peter Dinklage. Jam.
I forgot about that. We really should have talked about that.
Well, talk about it right now. We'll put it at the end of the podcast.
Okay, alright. So, Destiny
we can
news,
talk
real
about-
quick. The Taken King. What? Why is Nick freaking out?
I was saying we can talk about it next week.
No, let's do it now.
Damn, I kind of have to go.
No, hold on. We'll just make it quick. Destiny, the Taken
It's
King.
never quick with you.
$40 DLC. Fuck, now I can't talk.
You broke them. Good job.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Destiny, the $40 DLC, the Taken King, that is coming out in September, I believe. Maybe I am wrong, but I think it's September. Peter Dinklage is gone. All of his voice acting is being redubbed by Nolan North. Nolan North will also be doing new voice acting. There are going to be now cutscenes that will explain the lore interspersed between the entire campaign of the game.
It's a story now.
You will be given the option to have Grimoire cards, from what we understand, read to you instead of just having to go onto the website and read them yourself by Nolan North. This has not been confirmed yet, but this is the rumors for that part. But there's new classes. There's one that has an energy bow. There's one that dual wields fucking hand axes. There's no more light system. Everyone also gets a boost to the highest level currently, and then you can play to level 40. Also, year 1 weapons will not carry over. They will basically be done. They're not going to drop anymore. They're not going to be something you can get anymore. And on top of that, they're not going to be worthless, but they're not going to be as good as year 2 weapons. And
I'm pretty excited to start playing it again with all these changes that they're making.
It basically looks like they're making Destiny the way it should have been made in the first place.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Honestly, even just what you said made it sound way more interesting to me anyways.
This game definitely needed another year or two in development.
Mm-hmm.
Like what we had at launch and what they're making it now, it seems like they should have just waited a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, but that's Activision for you.
Yeah, that's Activision.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gave him my shoes.
Oh God.
Brandon. You went all crazy.
Oh.
You sound, I don't even know how to describe what you sound like.
So anyway, am I okay now?
No, Brandon, you sound like Skrillex music right now.
Alright, can you hear me still?
Yeah,
Well,
we can hear you. But it sounds like you put like a fan in front of your microphone and are talking through the fan.
Yeah.
Dude, there's something wrong with fucking our internet connection here. Like my connection to you is dropping and going up and down repeatedly.
All right.
I think Skype's fucked up today.
Yeah, let's drop it and try again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, basically he's not like, I don't really know you guys that well, but basically I'm kind of like, oh, this looks fun and it's just coming out. I'm going to get it.
That sounds like me. Yeah, I'm like, oh,
exactly
hey, that's exactly me.
Brandon's like, ooh, shiny.
He sticks to to certain things now. Like you're saying, you're playing a lot of Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, I like to play a lot of Dota too. That's one of my favorite games.
Ah, there you go.
So I mean, he just sticks to certain things now. Like he used to be like that with but he doesn't really have the money to do it. So
yeah, like Dota's free to play, and it's like you can play it for hours, like 700 something.
Very true.
Yeah, so I mean, I figured he was over, and then I was like, oh, I have to do this podcast. So I was like, oh, do you mind if he joined? So I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah, it's totally cool.
Maybe this will be the guy that will finally be able to tell me why MOBAs are good. I'm sorry, I've tried so many MOBAs, and I just can't get into them, and I'm just curious what people see in them so much so. And don't take that as an insult towards you. I'm genuinely curious.
Multiplayer online battle arena. I like. Okay,
that is indeed what MOBA stands for.
I didn't even know what MOBA meant. I had the acronym dictionary that one real quick. I don't know. I like Dota just because it's like never ending, really. Like there's like what 80 somewhere around 80 characters. They all have 4 different main moves. There's strength, intelligence, and then you have like your attributes like strength, intelligence, and agility. But they're all different, so they can all play different roles. There's a lot of roles. Like they can each play different roles, and you got your 3 lanes. Like I guess this is more specific to Dota, but you got your 3 lanes, and there's just so much opportunity. Like it's 5v5, and with 80 different characters, there's an insane amount of different ways that you can do it. And I'm just more of like a competitive player anyway. Like I think it's more fun to play competitive games and just whatever people it's whatever people like, really. But
yeah, my competitive game CS:GO, so I guess I understand where you're coming
Counter-Strike,
from there. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I just haven't been able to get into them, and I've tried like almost every single one that's existed. And
I don't know.
Yeah, like I did like Dota too. I did play that for a little bit. But I played it when it was like in beta, and there were way fewer people playing. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's become crazy now. Like with the Dota, they have the Dota International where the prize pool's like 1.7 million.
Yeah, that was like yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's still going on.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. I was watching it on YouTube the other day.
I'm trying to get into competitive gaming myself, actually. I'm not doing a good job, though.
Well, slap your computer into the wall. Let's get playing some Dota.